first year, I mean, we're just normal friends. So
You used to teach her?
no, no, no,
Oh,
no.
she used to teach him.
No, we're in different. She was in a medical field,
Oh, okay.
and I was doing more of reading biology, biological
Oh.
sciences.
See, they're still in the same.
yes, but there were few courses. I mean,
To
Took
take
together.
yeah, we took together. So I mean, I got to see her then. But eventually, by the final year, that is when I decided to really go out with her. So at the end of the day, by the time we're done with the final year, I mean, she had to go to medical school, and I had to try to relocate from Ghana to the UK. So I mean, and so whilst in the UK, I mean, I was having a distance relationship.
Oh.
Okay, let's get back to Mr. Benji. What do you also
I can
think?
ask you a bunch of questions.
Yeah, I think if you we will come back.
Yeah, we'll come back.
Okay, so what are you asking me once again?
So, should your date be your best friend? Should she be your best friend? A friend?
Um, well, I'll say that the Bible always says that how can two agree? Yeah, or how can two walk together except they agree? And so the best answer that I can give you is that if you want somebody, if you see or if you have a genuine interest in somebody, then the best way to go is to be friends with that person. You don't want somebody you can only tolerate. You understand? You don't want somebody you can only tolerate. But somebody you have genuine interest. Sometimes they piss you off, they do all things, but you know that, listen, this person is just, I know this is how this person is. I am
Just
cool.
upset.
Exactly, I'm cool. In spite of all, she can be annoying or he can be annoying, but still, you know what, this is the person I feel like it's okay for her to annoy me or it's okay for him to annoy me. There are people you just can't stand them. You understand? Yeah, and if you can't stand such a person, there is there is no point
Yeah.
dating such a person.
What
Yeah.
if she has all the, like, the one sitting by me? The body is hot.
Yeah, I mean, well, the body and all that
He's
can be
just
hard,
looking
but
for
in
it.
the end, you have to. Can you tolerate her, or can you?
But they say love grows. So.
It is true. It is said that yeah, love grows, but I mean, I think now I have gone to a point where I don't want to go through those kind of things. Yeah, perhaps exactly. When I was young, yeah, you have this. Oh, it's fine. I can let me tag along. It will get better. It will get better, and you realize that it is not getting better. It is because there was a false start in the first place. This person that you started with, you felt that okay, it could go this way. It could. You don't deal with it could.
It would.
Exactly. You don't. Yeah. You need to be certain within yourself with some things, and that is the mistake a lot of young people make. Okay. And I say young people because I'm still young, but at least I have a little experience, and there are things that I don't want those who are coming behind me to fall into those traps. We call them relationship traps or marriage traps. You don't want those traps. If you can avoid them, please do avoid them. Your best friend, yes, it is better to um, go with your best friend. Let me tell you this story. I had a best friend one time, and I knew she had genuine interest, but I didn't like her. I see in that sense where I want to date her. It's okay, it's cool. I want you to be my friend. I'll be there for you. Call me whenever you need me. But
It can be intimate.
exactly beyond that best friend or the friendship that I have with you. There can't be any more thing. And truly, I stuck to my grounds. And when I told her, hey, I am dating somebody, she almost threw a fit. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I'll console you, but you don't know. Maybe if I begin to date you, I will hate you or you hate me for the rest of your life, and that I do not want to do. So these are the things, some of the things that you need to put into consideration when it comes to relationship and actually dating towards marriage.
I also think you should date your best friend because this person knows you like inside out.
You don't know
When
me, though.
I do.
I don't want to date.
When you're angry, when you're not speaking, the person can tell, oh, my friend is in danger or something is going on. So that's the kind of relationship you want to have in a marriage, not the kind where you be sad and then the person will be happy somewhere. I think you should date your best friend.
Okay, but you guys, you know that marriage is different from dating.
Yes.
The dating stage is just like it's easy. That one is easy. That is the point where you want to do everything you want to impress. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to please this person, and so you would do everything within your means too. Oh, so this person is sad and all that. But when you get married, you know, you live with this person for a while and all that, and sometimes they get angry, and then you're like, we keep doing our turn of you know? Why are you angry? You ask questions. Why are you angry? You're right. So the dating is different.
It could be a facade, pretty much.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm telling you, people can hide stuff. People can fix stuff, and so I say this especially to our sisters and our mothers who are watching us. You know, women tend to, you know, women, you know, enjoy the things that they are told. Okay, they want to be told that they want. Yes, exactly. These are the things that make women, you know. Women feel like
the guy likes
exactly and all that. But I'm telling you, a man can do all of these things and truly
marry somebody.
Exactly, just doing that. You know, you're beautiful. I told you you're beautiful because you're beautiful, not because that I want you. They can tell you.
Ladies, watch out. Too much affection from a guy who doesn't love you is no good.
But the point is, how do you know that this person loves you?
Right.
There, you know, action shows that this person loves you.
Fake action.
But here's the case: you're showing all me this, but you're telling me you don't love me, or you don't want us to be intimate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That the person doesn't want to go to a certain mile with you. It doesn't. You need to learn to be able to take things the way it's been said to you. That, you know what, I do care about you. You are beautiful. I think you are hardworking. You are all that. It is very, very good. But the long distance, where my mind is, I don't think you can handle that.
Right.
And that is the truth that a lot of people cannot handle. I think that, I said now, I have made several mistakes in the past, but now I have grown, so now the truth is what helps me most. Yeah. Tell me now, let me cry now, tomorrow I'll rise up and walk. Yeah. Okay, don't cajole me, you know, and make me feel like, exactly, lead me on and feel like, okay, it's going to get better, you know, but in the long run, it's going to be a huge disaster that you don't want.
I want to ask a question. Is dating overrated? Would you say, what do you think, both of you, if I may ask?
One, the media plays a big role in terms of how it's hyped it up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the youth crave for it naturally.
Yeah.
And apart from that, naturally, when you get to a certain age, the hormones also begin to work, and so it tends to get you in a particular drive. So, yes, and so I think virtually, it's been overrated. Yeah.
I think that brings me to my next question. So, when is it right to date as a youth?
You know.
When is it right,
13,
appropriate
14.
to date?
13, 14, you're too young. And I'll tell you.
I mean, I've seen someone who's 13 but very mature.
I think it's here. I think it's this part of the world, you know. I'm not. I think now, well, you can say just this part. Everywhere.
When he's done, I would differ a bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think it's now it's all over the place. But when do you begin to date? I remember that when I was my best friend that I dated for a short time. After JHS in Ghana, she went to a different school. I went to a different school. And the SS, after SS, you know, I think I was 20, she was 18. That was when we said, okay. I asked her, can I be your boyfriend? And she said, no. Like, the heck, what are you talking about? No, you know, but, you know, that was for... So it took 2 years before finally she said, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I was 20. So I said that when I was 20, which was 18. So when I was 20 and I was 22, that was when she said. And it was good for me. As at the time, did I know anything? Yeah, because I was growing. Yes, my hormones were developing, and that was when I felt like, oh, there's something in my heart that when somebody says no, it hurts me, and that kind of thing. It's all That's they say that in Kolaya, you know. So yeah, when do you know that you need to to start dating? Well, to tell you the truth, I think you will know when the time comes. You yourself, you will know. But there are certain age limit where you need to be careful. Other than that, you will make mistake. You will just be a habitual dater. You're just dating this, dating that. And I'm saying dating as in a Christian sense, okay, where your morals are up high, but only that you have friends. You think, okay, I'm trying to study this person and see in the future, but when is the future? The future can be any time from now. But if you are not paying your own bills and all that, you have no business trying to date. It's just simple as that.
Is it for the guy or for the lady?
It's both. But let's say, but sometimes it's difficult for the guys, because if you go out on a date, if you grow up in Ghana, you know that when you go on a date, it is the man who's supposed to pay for the drink, and they'll ask you for fried rice and all that. You have to pay for it. If you know that you don't have what it takes to be able to pay for all of these things in a regular manner, you have no business going into dating.
I can pay my bills, so I'm okay.
I guess, yeah.
So, guys, your contribution also welcome. 614-577-1434. You are watching Awaken. Back to Mr. Fred.
In America, the age in terms of maturity is considered 16, right? Back in Ghana, 18 years. Okay. In a Jewish community where practically that is where our Bible is coming from, and that is the standard by which we live by. In the Jewish community, once you are 12 years, you are considered matured.
12 years?
12 years. You are considered matured. But that it doesn't imply that once you are considered matured, then you just jump into it. Okay, you just jump into it. There are certain factors you should look out for. I think Mr. Benji was talking about certain things you should, at the end of the day, you should have in place. You should be psychologically matured, emotionally matured. There are a number of things that you should look out for. Once these things are in place, then you know that, okay, then you are good to go out for dating. Practically, there's a man I came across. His name is called Paul Scanlon. He happens to be the pastor for Abundant Life Ministries back in the UK in Bradford. I was surprised he was telling us that, he got even married at the age of 15 and the wife was 16 years. Yes. Wow. For him, he was telling us that through the early stages, they went through difficulties because they weren't quite matured enough. So what I believe is that at a certain age, you realize that once, mentally, emotionally, physically, everything, you are matured enough, that is when it really calls on you to jump at it and say, okay, this is the time I feel I really want to go into marriage or to go into dating. Because the thing is that there is a tendency to be carried away by love. Yeah. Okay. But sustaining the relationship is more important than just loving, because at the end of the day, people can go in and they get hurt, and nobody really wants to go into that. And so that is why I would say that at least at a particular age, you can tell for yourself that you are really cut out to really date.
Yeah. So I think you're really seconding what Minister Benji
what
said.
particular age, is it about, like you said, mentally or emotionally, like, hey, I feel like I'm ready at age 18 to get married or to start dating, but I'm not the one paying, I'm not responsible.
For instance, for the woman, okay, at age 18, all the features are out there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You are capable of giving birth.
Yes.
Okay. So then let's say that because you are capable of giving birth, one, the other thing you should also look out for is that are you socially prepared to date? Psychologically, are you ready? Because there are certain countries, I don't want to mention the countries, there are certain countries when you're a certain age group, I mean, your parents will compel you to get married.
Yeah.
So what do we say about that?
Yeah.
So the thing is that you should know yourself better and say that, okay, this age, I feel I can date. I started dating when I was probably 23 years.
Wow.
But I got married when I was 30 years.
Wow. That's
We will
amazing.
get there. We will
That's
get there.
amazing.
It's interesting. If you're watching, ladies, guys, learn something. You have to listen, and then we're all learning something here. So, you said something, duration. How long should we date? Or how long is long and how
Okay.
short is short? How can you determine that?
You know, let's be practical enough, okay?
Thank you.
With a gentleman, okay, our passion is really high. Passion for sex is really high. Okay, at that age, especially when you're a youth. So, if you are going to be with a lady, it's in normal church circles, they will tell you that at least you should court for 6 months or you should date for at least 6 months. Then if you feel that you want to go to the altar, you can go to the altar and get married. 6 months. But within the 6 months, the thing is that if a lady wants to fake it, she can fake it. And if the gentleman too wants to fake it, he can fake it. So I believe in a principle that let it be enough time for you to understand each other, for you to see if it will work or it will not work. So with the duration, mine was over about 7 years. So but it worked out for me.
Yeah.
And the thing is that somebody too cannot wait that long.
Were you pressured by church, society? Because it seems like you were more into the church. So, parents?
With the dating, I chose the lady I wanted to date.
Right.
And for me, one of the things that did help was because I was distant.
Oh.
I mean, I was distant away.
But you probably introduced her to your family.
I did. You know, fortunately, she was still going to school.
Oh, okay.
And I also decided to embark on further studies. And so, I mean, academics kept us
focused.
Yeah. So.
I think so. From Pastor Fred's experience, it tells you that knowing the person you are with helps a lot.
Yeah.
You understand? So he was away in school. She was also in school, at school in Ghana and all that. So these two people were preoccupied with other things at that time. So whatever they are dating was, there were other militating factors in there. So that makes it, the pressure wasn't too strong. But in the others where the pressure becomes too strong.
Yeah.
The woman is saying, I am growing, so I need to get married fast. If that happens, it means that you need to speed up and do something. In speeding up, you can crash.
Yeah.
Imagine that you are driving on the 270. The maximum speed is what? It's 70. It's 65, but you can go 70. Yeah, so 65 to 70. But imagine that you are being asked to hurry up and come home, so you are 100. You know that 100 it is danger. It is disaster. You know that you are bound to crash. If you don't crash, you might be stopped by the police and you get a ticket. You understand? And so time is time is important. I'm saying, you can date somebody for 50 years or 20 years and you never ever be able to know, or sometimes they can hide stuff. You understand? But you need to give yourself enough time. Okay? 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, if there is no pressure, I'm saying that if there is no pressure. But the moment you begin to feel pressure, then there's something going on. I am growing. I mean, these are legitimate questions. For women, I really understand. For a man, it's okay. But for the woman will grow. Yes, they need to. They need to go through biological, biological
Exactly.
time is taken, tick-tock every day and all that. But also, it's, do you know this person enough?
Yeah.
Do you know the person's temperament
Yeah.
enough?
They might be a white beater.
Exactly. But do you know his or her work ethic?
Yeah.
You understand? Do you know all of these things? Is she good with money and all that?
Yeah.
See, so dating has to be like a practical thing. It shouldn't just be for the fun of it because we.
She's a nice girl. I'm a nice guy.
Right, and as we see in the movies, you know, Hollywood will make it seem
So
also
beautiful.
it's not like walking in paradise. It's an actual work. It's just like practical before the actual work. And so time is what time. I will not be able to tell you that it should be 6 months, 1 year, or 10 years, or whatever years, but it is up to the point where you are confident in yourself. Say, I have checked these things in this person, and I see that the person has passed these things. If there are things that the person has not been able to pass, you need to bring the person back to the table. Ask questions. What's going on over here? You need to ask questions in these things, because if you don't ask questions and assume that it's gonna work out, it is a mistake, and I'm hitting on this thing because mistakes are there. Some mistakes you can actually avoid them. If you can avoid them, but how do you avoid them? By asking questions. Confront them. Escalate it, deal with it, and move on. Don't hold anything. Say me share. Oh, hear them.
Maybe she saw this is sad.
No, nippers is as out. Yes, sometimes you say elders say baby I'm gonna papa and you understand? Exactly. So so what you need to do, you need to ask questions. If I'm asking questions it doesn't mean say maybe I don't like you or what. But I'm asking questions for your good, for my good as well. You understand? So yeah.
No age.
Anybody watching or listening, please, these are important questions. If you've not gone this road before, you need to make sure you are asking questions. Yeah, it's very important.
You are watching Awaken, and your contributions are welcome. 614-577-1434, 614-577-1464. So, how prepared should each partner be? I want a date. How prepared should I be? Or how prepared should Lloyd be for us to date? Yeah.
So we are already prepared.
No, we are not. How prepared should the two parties be? Like what you're just saying, financially, emotionally, how prepared should we be?
Okay. As of yes, I am hesitating in responding to this question because dating and marriage they are two different as we agreed on. And so if you're asking how prepared should you be before getting married, then I could answer that question so easily. But how prepared should you be to date today? I mean, day to day, say you can just take anybody to anywhere.
I mean, it's dating that can lead to marriage. So if I'm dating you and we don't have any plans, how are we gonna end up in marriage?
I think what Pastor Fred was saying, not necessarily all dating should lead
to marriage.
Would lead to marriage. So the perception that we're dating to marriage, where the expectation, is it too high or is it too low? Or should we just take it as it goes? You know.
Can I answer that
Please
question?
go.
Okay. I'll answer your question, then probably I'll try yours as well.
Try.
There should be ground rules as to every relationship, or be it dating. Some people don't mind. Back on campus, we used to have what we call understanding. We call it understanding. That word understanding is that help me finish my course. Okay. In other words,
we have an understanding.
No.
In other words, I mean, you guys are hanging out. Okay. I mean, then once you're done with campus, it is over. I mean, you go your different directions.
So friends would benefit.
Yes, just normal. You were just friends. I mean, you enjoyed your company and all those stuff. But on the other hand, there is a kind of group that says that, no, you know what, we can't just be hanging out. There is a focus. We want to take it to marriage. Right from the onset, I mean, the two of you have agreed that this one should lead to marriage. Then that is fine. So you should understand whether you are playing understanding or you
Long
really
term.
long term. Yeah. Okay.
Will you try her question?
She just did that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's it's perfect. What Pastor Fred has said, and I'll tell you this from a guy's point of view. Usually it tends to be easy for guys to just say, hey, listen, I'm just dating. You know, I don't want anything serious. Well, in some cases you see some women say that. They say, I don't want anything serious. Okay, I guess let's just be friends and all that. So for women, it's a serious thing.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, listen, you just can't just use me and just walk away.
Like that.
Right. And so in a Christian relationship, the dating should be geared towards a long-term thing. That okay, we are friends now. We are praying together. We are going out to eat together. We are going to the movies. We spend time, with each other for so many reasons. Okay, so then, what then should be, because since you are coming around my family, I'm also going around your family. There are expectations that okay, then this project that we've started, it should go long term. You understand? So yeah, it's important that if you are in a Christian dating situation, the focus should be towards the long term. That is, if you are ready for that dating. If you are ready, then I said ready because I know I'm ready. Perhaps let's say I'm 25, 26. Between now and 30, it's not far. That is my target. 30 years, I want to get married. So I want to work with somebody, and so within 5 years, I'm sure within myself, so I would have been matured enough, at least I have a job and I have things figured out in a way, at least not all of them figured out, but to some extent where, I can say, so, okay, now we're taking it to a new level. And so, yeah, that is where the preparation comes in.
I have a question. Go ahead.
So it's all about understanding and communication. You guys should sit down and then talk through it.
Yeah.
Because you can't just decide in your head and don't let me know. Okay.
Yeah.
Unless I have ulterior motive.
And in relationship, don't play assumptions.
You have to know.
You have to know. Because if you assume, for all you know, the person wants to, just be a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say, normally ladies, for instance, let's say, you've been going to the movies, you've been going out to eat and all those things. The guy is showing, he's showing affection, he's all around you. It's quick for a lady to assume that the guy is in love. So all this while, the lady will be thinking, for the gentleman is committed. And on the other hand, the gentleman is not committed. And that is where, at times, it leads to ladies having broken hearts. And that is why you should never assume.
Some women break or you can't. We are quiet. We take it like that.
Men are meant to be tough. That's
guess.
what.
But they cry the most when there's a breakup.
Oh.
It's said that in every man there is a boy, and so naturally, yeah.
I do have a question. Now, again, this is Awaken, Holy Hills. Please feel free to join us, Facebook, and all the social media platforms. Feel free to give us a call, 614-577-1434. I did want to ask, last week we had a guest, and we veered a little bit last week. We ended up talking a lot about marriage and stuff, not just dating per se. But we tried to ask a question about forgiveness in a marriage. Now, I want to ask a question about forgiveness in dating. Now, the Bible says the only time you can really divorce is if there's cheating or there's, infertility. Now, I want to ask, in dating, if something like that happens, what do you do?
Okay. In dating, I told you there should be ground rules, right?
Yeah.
And assume one person, on the other hand, decides to break the ground rule. In other words, you violated what we all believe in. So, you should be able to come to terms with yourself and say that, I mean, I was wrong. I'm sorry. If at a stage of dating, if a person cannot say sorry and they can't say I'm wrong, I mean, for me, it's not a material you should take home. Okay. So I believe in a principle of forgiveness. I mean, that is what scripture says that, I mean, Jesus was saying that if somebody offends you 70 times 7, you should give. You should be able to forgive that person. And so in reality, I mean, in every relationship, there's a tendency for you to step on somebody's toe, to say maybe, you may say something that may hurt the person, but you didn't really mean it. Okay. For instance, with ladies, for instance, if a lady goes to a salon, okay, and I mean, she comes out and she looks so good, okay, in her eyes, she looks so good, but maybe you didn't like the style. And you know, guys, we just say it bluntly. No, you don't need to say it bluntly. Oh, you look good, but you know what? They could have done it a little this way, different. But some guys will tell you, it didn't look good.
What if the cooking is not good?
You see, you just eat the food. Just eat the food. When you are done, then you may pass your comments. Okay. So in that way, you realize that you've hurt the person by just your words.
Well, if it's
Once
not eatable, you can even eat it. Still, you have to.
You have to try at least. You have to try to.
I was trying to actually say infidelity, and I said infertility. I'm sorry.
Okay, infidelity. Okay.
Yeah. What if there's?
I mean, you mean cheating?
Yes. Yes. In the dating stage.
In the dating stage.
Because.
Okay.
If I may, when again maybe I'm veering off, but please allow me. Because when Joseph got to know Mary was pregnant, he had thought in his head to let Mary go.
Right.
But then that's when the angel of the Lord, came to him and then talked to him not to do that. So he was quiet about it. But what if I don't hear from the Lord?
Okay. Can I ask another question? When I was growing up, I mean, things I heard from church. This is what my pastor said to us. He says that if in a process of dating, if a guy is capable of cheating you, then he's also capable of cheating you in marriage.
Is it the same for women too?
It's the same. So at the end of the day, it depends.
If you want to forgive, it depends on that.
I mean, it depends on you. If you want to forgive and move on, it all depends. But you should bear in mind that the person has that tendency. And if you want to bear that tendency, then it's up to you.
But it means you're not forgetting. You forgive.
You forgive, but how? There's
no way
for humans, is we can easily forgive, but when it comes to forgetting, it's very difficult.
Minister,
what do you think?
Yeah, it's a very big question you've asked, and as Pastor Fred has said, I think I'll go with him on that tangent. It's who are we? First of all, we are Christians, and what do we believe in? We believe in forgiveness, because we ourselves, we are
forgiven.
Exactly, we are examples of forgiveness.
Yes.
And so we must learn to forgive, let some things. I have a few friends and who tell me that, how do you manage to just get over things that fast? Truly, I don't know. I thank God that I'm able to do that. I really don't want to hold on to anything. Seriously, we really don't have time.
Yes.
Pretty soon, the Lord will be calling, the trumpet will sound and you are here, worrying about something else. Try and move on as fast as you can. But as Pastor Fred said, it is, once something happens, it is likely that it might happen again.
Possibly.
Okay? Or it may not ever happen at all. We can never tell. So, but mathematicians will tell you that, there is a part. Yeah, it's science, probability, yeah, it's science, using science to explain some things. But grace defies science and all of those things.
Standing on that, on your speech right now, or your answer right now, do we use science and faith in Christian relationships?
Who is the author of science? It's God. You understand? God is the author of science. Who is the author of spirituality? God. And so listen, and so that's why I thank God that we as Christians, we are not just dumb, but we also know what goes on in the sciences, and so we apply each to life. You understand? Where there is science, you know that yes, in science will tell you that when it's snow and you walk in there, you're going to get sick. You don't need spirituality to understand that. Okay, and so
I have faith.
yes, faith is important. So, but this is the point. This is the point. Yeah, infidelity and all that. It's alive. Okay, in many relationships, never should anybody pretend that it can happen. It happens. Even among Christians, it happens. Even though we're not supposed to be in that, it happens. So what do we do? In the end, it's up to you. I trusted you so much to do this with you, but you have let me down. It's fine. I don't hate you, but I don't think that I can go on this journey with you. It is just simple as that. You understand? Or, you know what? I forgive you. I'm going to give you another chance. Let's try it. It all depends on you.
Okay, since we are on this topic, what are some of the red flags you should look out for during dating?
For Christians, the red flags, I would say, kissing.
But the Bible says kiss one another with a holy kiss.
And
Don't just misquote the Bible.
in Songs of Solomon, it also says that kiss me with the kisses of thy mouth. But that one is meant for married people. Yeah. You see, in kissing, for instance, I mean, there are types of kissing. We don't need to go into it. Okay. But once you kiss somebody, I mean, you would definitely arouse the person, and one thing will lead to the other. I mean, so that is why we have to be careful. I mean, don't start something you can't finish. Once you start it, I mean, you may go just finish. Yeah. So kissing is one, and when it comes to women in particular, I mean, touching them, it means a lot to them. Okay, so there are some ladies, even just normal hug, it can lead to something.
Wow.
Yeah. So you have to be very careful. You should know. You should understand. You should know the person you are. I mean, you are dating. You should know the person you are dating, and so even normal hugs, you should be careful about that. Then I would say that, I mean, certain at times you can say, okay, you're going to pay the person a visit. Maybe the person is in his home. He's the only person at home. There's nobody there. Temptation is there. And deciding to watch certain movies. I mean, if you are really dating and you're watching certain movies, I mean, you know the kind of movies I'm talking about. And it's well, if you are sitting in the sofa, I mean, you're enjoying it. Then gradually it leads to something. And so, I mean, at the end of the day, you should know yourself. What can lead to the next? And so just avoid it. So just avoid it. So I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I think he said some important things. And a few other things that I would like to add is when you're dating with a purpose to get married in the future as Christians, you must know each other's level of commitment. For some, it's not a one-way road. The moment it becomes one-way road, it is you alone who are supposed to do it. It's only the man who's supposed to do it. It's only the woman who's supposed to do it. You say you are the man. This is here in America. You know how it is. Here in America, one person cannot do it. It doesn't matter whether you are the man or you're the superhuman. Yeah. So level of commitment is important. If the person cannot show commitment towards some things, that should be a red flag for you to know that this thing is not. Who is the breadwinner? Yes, in most cases, the man is supposed to be the breadwinner, but is the woman willing and able to also support you when necessary? It is important. Any day I can argue this out any day because I always say, yeah, you're the man. Yes, it's fine. But there are some instances the man is as broke as something. If you have it and you cannot also support, you have no business being in that relationship because all you are looking out for is I'm looking for somebody's son somewhere to come and save me or come and take care of me. That is wrong. A man is supposed to take care of a woman. That is important. That is how it's supposed to be. But a woman is also should be willing, and I mean willing in its truest sense, willing to help, to support, say, let's build. We are building something together. You understand? I'll cover you here and there. Cover me here and there. It just like, tug of war. Cover me here and there. Pull me, I pull me. And that is how it is. So if those things, if you're seeing sluggishness in that sense, the person, sometimes the person doesn't even have, but the person is being rude as well. If you don't have, instead of you showing support and say, listen, I got you. I don't have it now, but listen, let's figure this thing out. Those things are important, But if you don't have and you're also being rude on top of it, it's a big red flag for me.
Can I chip in something? He made mention of a breadwinner, right? As a gentleman. There is this. I had two friends, and they happened to be bankers, okay, and they were dating each other, and anytime they would go to the restaurant, the lady is too generous. Naturally she's generous, so she would end up paying. And back home, there's a guy who is meant to do that. Yeah. Okay. But the lady watched the trend. It was a constant. Anytime they go out, she will spend. So at a point, in a normal conversation with her, she made a statement to me. It says, Fred, don't be surprised if I don't end up marrying this guy.
Wow.
And you know what? Once she said it, very confidential. There are certain things, once the person tells you, it's confidential. I couldn't tell the guy. But in reality, it didn't lead to marriage. She married somebody else.
So she noticed the red flag.
Yes, she raised the red flag, yes.
Wow.
I hope, ladies, you are learning. Guys, you're also listening. Our next question is, should you date someone your parents choose for you?
It could be a yes, it could be a no.
If yes, why? If no, why? Why should you date someone your parents choose for you?
No, in a sense that you don't really know the person. Your interest may vary, and your taste for life and exposure too varies. Okay. Let's say, let me be very practical. Let's say you've been somebody who's been dwelling too much. You've lived all your life in a city.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've been exposed to a certain level of the world. Yeah. Then they bring somebody to you, from the village. You're not compatible. Yeah. So once you're not compatible, problems will generate. Yeah. So that would be a no. Okay. And
even if that's what your parents are saying,
yeah, that is where you should stand your grounds. You should, you must agree to disagree with your parents. Respect them, but let them know that, where you are going, this person doesn't fit into the picture. So you should let them know. On the other hand, I have seen and witnessed, a couple whereby, the man was living in the UK and he wanted to get married. So he spoke to his dad back home and they got him a good woman. And if you see them, they gel.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And at times, the parents can see certain things we also cannot see.
Yeah.
Even at times when you're dating, a parent can tell you that this dating, it won't lead to anywhere, so you better stop dating.
I have a friend, and I won't mention names. He is trying to marry a lady. they've dated for a few months. They've seen each other's families. At least the guy has seen most of the ladies' families, and they've had a fair share of him, feel him, talk to him. All of a sudden, they try to move on with the relationship, and it's like, you know, it kind of worms. Everything is coming out how they didn't actually like him, but then they pretended to because, you know, maybe that's what the girl wanted. And it's really messed their relationship up. So, Mr. Benj, what do you think when parents come into dating?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Yeah, it's it can be very uncomfortable because, first of all, in the end, it's going to be you, you versus your partner who will be taking this road.
Yeah.
But also, you know that everybody comes from a family. Everybody has roots connected to to somebody or something.
Yeah.
Your parents have gone this road before, and so sometimes they can see things that you cannot see. It is said that what the old man can see sitting, the youth or the young man can climb the tallest coconut tree and still cannot see whatever is coming. What that is, if it's a spiritual thing, I don't know. But but yeah, there is sense in that adage that our parents or our grandparents used to share with us. And so one of the things we need to consider is this: if your parents begin to ask questions about your partner, or whatever it is, don't just brush it aside. It will be better for you to listen.
Yeah.
It's better to pay attention. Don't take it wholly and say, my dad said you are not a good man, so let's stop. You know, just like that. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Papa said, "What you want to face that? That's not. You can't do that." But yeah, you need to listen to what your parents are saying. It's important that you need to put that into consideration. You also need to talk to your parents and say, okay, I'm observing. Yeah. I have also seen these things in this person. These things he shows me. It's promise. It tells me that he is able to do these things. Even though he has a shortcomings, he's able to do these things. I need you to back me up. And sometimes parents not as if no, they know what's going on. But if you talk to them, you make them understand that this is the situation, they will back you up. And so, yeah, parents are important. Their advice is important. But in the end, the final decision really, really, really comes from you. Because you know what you want. In the end, you're going to be living in that house with that boy or that lady or that girl. Your parents will not be there. Remember that when you begin to run back to them and crying, they did warn you as well. So, yeah. A few things you need to.
I think I read an article in trying to prepare for this that when, like, especially for example, here in America, you know, when you end up getting married, usually when you have kids, you have to go to daycare, you have to take your kids here and there. But if you have a family, you could go give your kids to these families, you can save money. But if the case is where Omuka said don't go and you went, you realize you can't even involve them in, it's not family, it's like something
you're on your own. Right.
So I think it's really important we address issues before we even make further steps. You know? So like Minister was saying, you know, just hear them out, tell them the good sides of the woman, of the man. Tell them, listen, we can all sit and talk. Let's not hide things, you know. If you want to get to know him, that's fine. But don't draw him, maybe. Don't grow him too much.
Yeah.
So I'll say that acceptance from your parents is very important.
Because I know a lady who is dating, but they ended up having a baby. Both parents are not in support, and it's not like they're not happy. Why do I want to put myself in such a situation? My baby will be suffering, my husband or my supposed husband will be suffering, I will be suffering.
And they have a baby already.
They have a baby
already.
Don't want no, both families don't want to even see each other. So Ladies, guys, we are learning.
I don't know if you
So-
have any comments on Facebook or.
Yeah, we will also read your comments on Facebook. The number is 614-577-1434. What are some of the benefits of dating before marriage?
The good stuff. You can test drive the car, right?
Okay.
No. No. That is so
You see, if you were, let me make a quick comment.
Okay.
You see, if a lady, normally if a lady gives her body out, she's given her heart out completely. So, if she allows herself to be, used, you realize that anytime he or she would, get in contact with that person, something, how do we call it? It could be, something within her would make her dislike, the person who did that to her. And at times, they might not even forgive themselves. They may end up hating themselves. And the thing is that once you get into marriage, before you get into marriage, you should disclose
All of these things.
all the things you have done. With disclosures.
We're
So-
not going.
So, now you're going to disclose to this guy you want to get married to. And, at times, some of these things, it can lead to the lady getting pregnant. It could compel the lady to cause an abortion. And if, the guy is a Christian and he doesn't believe in abortion, okay? And you also decided maybe not to tell the guy that, you saw these guys and they saw your nakedness. I'm being practical.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what we're trying to do.
And these things happened, and eventually he gets married to you, and these things begin to unfold in
It's
the
dangerous.
marriage. It's another thing altogether.
It's dangerous.
It's another thing altogether. So you don't want to go in that
That
direction at all. Okay. Now what was the question again?
So, like, what
The
are
good-
some of
the
the
good
benefits?
Benefits.
But
One.
before you also move on, what if I tell the person and then instantly said, okay, the date is off, I don't even want to
I
see
think
you
that's what
anymore?
Minister was saying. Just tell me the truth now. Than for me to
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah, it's, as I said,
That was my past.
yes, it's true. That's this. I've been saying, and Lloyd knows me very well. Lloyd is my guy, so
We talk.
we do talk a lot. And I tell him that the things I wish I was at this age now, so that the mistake that I did in the past, I will never ever repeat them. But as you grow, you will come to understand that being honest to a fault is important. Others might not like it, but just say it. They say, "Can I say it now?" Be blunt, say it. Be like, let the truth be yes. If you can do it, I'll do it. If I can't do it, I cannot do it. You understand? I am sorry. It is here. Today you will cry, tomorrow a little bit. A few days after, or a few weeks or month, you will be all right. You will say, listen, it's fine. I realize you don't want it, so I'm going to let you go. Thank you. Let me go my way. Let you go. Also go your way. It's important that we deal with this thing in a very transparent and honest manner. You don't want to hide anything, because you hide them, it's going to worry you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
You hide them, the thing will be hunting you here and there. So please, it's important that you deal with this thing in a very honest manner. Now, let me come to your question.
Okay.
This is right after that.
Benefits.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
The
Excuse me.
benefits.
What are the benefits of dating? The benefit of dating is for you. You, the girl or the guy dating. It's for you. You get to know yourself.
Yourself.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You get to know yourself. Oh, Charlie, I'm good at this. Okay, this is what I'm able to do.
Okay.
Sometimes you don't know yourself until you are thrusted into something.
Yeah.
Okay, so the moment you're thrusted into it, then you begin to know that these are some of the things that you are capable of doing. Let's say something happens in the house and you are with you know, you visit your soon wife to be, and something happens in the house. You just get up and then try to figure out. Sometimes you don't even know how to fix these things, but you have to find a way. You have to show that talent today. You know, you need to show Kapada at least. You know, you can do these things, and in doing that, it builds your confidence.
Yeah.
Up. Okay, so it is for you. It also prepares you. You begin to encounter family here and there. It also tests your temperament. You begin to know how to deal with external families. And sometimes some partners do something that will irritate you and all that. How do you handle that? You understand? So your temperament is also checked. The third thing is financial, and this is very important. The finance is very important in relationship because a lot of relationships break down because of this one thing. It's not as if I don't love you, but the fact that we cannot agree on these things, it becomes a strain. Anybody who says money is not important in a relationship, that person is lying to you. It is important. Because you don't want that strain. If the strain comes, even the person you love most, you will hate that person.
Yep.
Okay? So what are the benefit? It helps you to really, assess yourself financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and all that. Okay? It is a time for you to get together and begin to pray together for things that you do not know, for things that are about to come. You understand that?
Yeah.
You begin to test the resolve of the other person. Some people are so disrespectful, but they hide it. But you will get to know the moment you begin to date. You begin to date here and there. The way they relate to other people will show you how they or who they truly are. And so if someday your family and things begin to come around and they begin to act funny around them, you know that, listen, you need to check it. That's where you can check it. So listen, I didn't dig this. Okay, my friends came here, my parents were here, and I saw you doing this and all that.
Because you're so in love, you don't see.
Exactly.
Yes.
But this is not the time to allow love to cloud your judgment. If you really are in love, let love speak the truth and deal with these things now.
That's a friend.
Yeah. Let me chip in some few things. Communication. I believe that every relationship, if it's going to work, about 80% is about communication. So you discover, each other, whether it's verbal, non-verbal, because at times you may be in public, and once you get married, your spouse can give you an hint. Just maybe just like what she did. Okay, so these things do matter. You would also see your differences, and you would also see your similarities. Okay, and the thing is that we should learn in terms of dating. You should learn how to celebrate our differences and also celebrate our similarities. You should be able to do that. For instance, for me, like, I'm very passionate when it comes to boxing.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so if I'm watching boxing at home, my wife will not switch the channel. She understands that I'm passionate about watching
But
this.
she doesn't really.
At times you just come around. That's it's not a thing.
Okay.
It's my thing.
Yeah.
But at times you just come around. Oh, Fred, you're enjoying yourself, aren't you? Then she makes, you see, I get happy because she's appreciating my indifference. Okay.
That's good.
On the other hand, there are other things also you need to talk about, like sex.
Yeah.
You need to talk about sex. Okay. For instance, you need to ask the person, because is it that once we get married, once you move from dating, you are getting into marriage. Okay. Are you the type who likes sex or you don't like sex?
Yeah.
Do you understand? I'm not saying that go and try it,
But
talk about it. One thing I realized that happened, I'll mention it in a church, but it so happened that the gentleman, his manhood was not working. but they never talked about it. Never talked on the issue of sex. And they went to the altar, got blessed, and they realized that in marriage a guy can't function.
Oh,
So
It's
they
hard.
got a divorce.
You see, and so you should talk about some of these things, even the number of children you want to have,
Yeah.
the kind of family you want to have, the kind of future you want to create. All these things, you should have it in place. You should talk about almost everything that matters most to the two of you. So eventually, I think that would be that.
So if Mike, and we're gonna really end the show soon, but a few more questions, and please still feel free to bring in your contributions. 614-577-1434 and Facebook Live as well. If I was lied to during the dating stage, and this is where I jump into marriage a little bit, and we're finally married. For example, the manhood issue, or you realize your wife is not the type who is intimate. She's some women are just not like that. They don't want you to touch them every day and every time. You know, they're just not. They're nice. They want to hug you, but not necessarily be, sexual intimacy. In that case, what do you do? I mean,
Adjust.
Because you're already in the thing. You understand?
I think
You just have to adjust. Some things are there to you can get your spouse to work on it.
That's true.
Yeah. So one, adjusting, then the second is when you're allowing the person to improve on himself or herself.
So how do you improve? Talk about it.
Okay, let's
Go for therapy.
let me give you something. let me give you something. Guys, for instance, you see, I don't know, maybe in America it may be a bit different. Maybe in America people are more organized when they come from maybe their playing ground or wherever it is. They don't throw scatter things. But naturally, guys have that tendency. They like to scatter things. Okay. So maybe you are from work. Once, come from work, you want to drop your shoe somewhere. And if you have a woman who is prim and proper, she will pick it and put it at a specific point. And so with time, you realize that the person keeps, anytime you do it, the person keeps picking it, correcting it. With time, the person, you will learn. Do you get it? And so
then in that case, the woman adjusted to the man until he learned.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. That's
adjustment.
That's a pretty simple one.
That's a simple one,
it's not
but
easy.
it's simple. But the most difficult one, it's in the inner chambers.
Yeah, you can talk about it.
It's in the inner chambers. Yeah.
Wow. Guys, I'm learning so much, and I hope you're also learning. The number is 614-577-1434.
I think we should let them, if you have any social media people want to contact you before you ask,
He's the Oduman Kuma.
We'll let Minister Benji just give us a social media, and of course Pastor Fred too. Sometimes people want to talk personally and they don't want Mavis and that, because we may know them. So if you have Facebook or something, you can put it out there. And if you want something, you have something you want them to know about, like the Covenant Prayer Line.
Well, I guess that I'll say I am mostly here at Holy Hills. If anybody wants to talk, open, frank conversation about these things, you can reach me through here. Holy Hills will get to me. We also have a prayer line. It's called the Covenant Place Prayer Line, where we pray every Thursday. But beyond that, I also have time to talk to people and pray with people, especially the youth, about relationships, about, making decisions and all that. You cannot just leave anything to chance. Yeah. And as I've been sharing with you and other guys on the prayer line, Bible says, we should commit our ways into the hands of the Lord, and He shall cause our thoughts to be established. It's important that we do commit these things, especially relationship, into the hands of God. You don't just want to get up and date anybody. And sometimes I worry for most of our sisters, because if you're not careful, you just get entangled with somebody who will just mess your life up, and even for the men as well. A woman who is just, habitual god digger, just looking for somebody to dump all her problems and issues on. And so, yeah. Holy Hills is here. If you say you want to speak to Benji, that's fine.
Minister Benji.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the so tie Odoman Kuma.
tie
Hashtag Titi Odoman Kuma.
Alright, let's spread on social media. People.
On social media platform, I mean, if you want to get in touch with me on Facebook, it would be Menorah House. The reason why Menorah House is, I chose Menorah House because I happen to be an author. I write books as well.
Okay.
So I have quite a number of books, about 9 all or so, on Amazon platform.
We're blessed.
It's on the Amazon platform. Once you put in the name Frederick Osemenu on Amazon, yeah, the books will be there. I'll just mention a few of them.
Okay.
The price is quite moderate. I mean, extremely moderate. The Wealthy Place. I write because my background is a bit in terms of finance as well, and so I write a bit on finance as well. And so The Wealthy Place, Big Money, Money in My Hands, The World at My Feet, The Genius Counselor, The Road Less Traveled. These are a few books out there, but I think some are in the paperback and some are also in the Kindle edition.
Okay.
In all, I've written about 25 books, but we are putting them gradually on Amazon.
Wow.
So
that's good. I like that.
I'll come for tutorial.
How many books have you written?
I'm working on my second.
Minister Benji.
But Minister Benji is also coming out. I mean, in a big way, he's coming out with
we're expecting it,
and it's an album as well.
Yeah.
So
Mavis, you have to try. Me, I have time. Mavis is coming out with a book soon.
Yes, I am very soon.
Living the American dream. That's the
title. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Same time next week. We will be glad to hear from you. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
bye.
Peace.
Peace.